One moment would have to be witnessing a sexual abuse of a little boy by another student. That traumatized me. It was always this triangle, black triangle that flashed every day. I didn't know what it was until a couple of years ago when I seen the survivor, and how he looked at me, and what he said was, "I remember you, Janet Longclaws."
What have you told your kids about your residential experience?
I've told a lot to them, shared with them a lot about my going to res school. My youngest one, about 10 years ago, I think we were coming back from Calgary, and we stopped in at Brandon Res, and at that time it was still, part of it was still up. And so I took a brick and I threw it against the wall. And he says, "What are you doing, Mom?" I said, "This one's for Uncle Lloyd, this one's for Auntie Joe." And so I went through all our family members that went to Brandon. And, he picked up the rock too. He picked up the bricks and he threw them against the wall.
How did it feel to throw the bricks against the school?
It felt freeing. I felt a release of some of the anger that I had that I couldn't express when I was at res school, and being able to, retaliate in a way that the authorities weren't around. No one could witness it. Yeah. I think in time people need to know and understand not just the abuses, but the impacts, the harmful impacts that we have still today. That we get triggers and still have to maintain our well-being around all that.
What would you say to Canadians who say that Indigenous people should get over it?
Yeah, I wonder about that, where they're coming from. How they might have a lack of compassion and empathy for people who have been tortured as children. How they would have felt if their children were taken away at the ages of 4 and 5, like my younger siblings were. How can you relate and tell people to get over that? It would be welcoming for me for other people to come and ask questions and learn about what happened to us, so that we can reconcile some of the differences we have between our communities and the communities in outside in the general public. The same with the practitioners. A lot of practitioners that we go to for support outside our community. I think we have to have a lot of empathy. Also working with corrections, a police officer. Every time that you come into contact with Indigenous people, just think of where they might have come from and have some empathy, and still do what you need to do in your job.